Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Mahyam Tatandi Supatantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavati Pasha Deshapati Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So 18th chapter is about what? What is the name of the chapter? Contents of Gita.
Realization. Moksha Sannyas Yoga.
Sannyas Yoga.
Or contents of Gita summarized, right? The Sara. The Gita Sara, okay, you can say. Yes. So the conclusion, or what is the conclusion of this, the whole Bhagavad Gita, right? The perfection of renunciation. Yes, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So we saw all this in the third module. Purpose is actually the Bhagavad Gita is finished in 17 chapters. The 18th chapter is a supplementary summarization of the topics discussed before. In every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna stresses that devotion service to the Supreme Personality God is the ultimate goal of life. So the ultimate goal should be devotional service. So till 17th chapter, Krishna have given all philosophy. Now 18th chapter is a summary. The same point is summarized in the 18th chapter as the most confidential path of knowledge. Okay, so more confidential, most confidential also comes in this chapter. So we saw different types of yoga, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. We saw varnashrama dharma, the 3 modes of material nature, the 5 topics discussed in Bhagavad Gita. What are they? What are the 5 topics of discussion in Bhagavad Gita?
Ishvara,
Hare Krishna Mata.
Ishvara,
Prakriti, Kala,
Kala, Karma,
and Jiva.
yes. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Okay, so these are the 5 topics of discussion in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita deals with these 5 topics basically. Okay. So Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Jiva, the living entity, Prakriti, the material nature, Kala and Karma. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala and Karma. So these are the 5 topics which was discussed in Bhagavad Gita. And this is the summary. We'll just see about different chapters. Chapter 1, we saw Krishna protects his surrendered devotees and the Pandavas. And thus we were ensured victory regardless of material odds. And Krishna's work was called Achyuta there, that he never fails to show his affection to his devotees, or he never fails from the position of being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna becomes the servant of his devotee there, right? He becomes the servant of his devotee, that is Arjuna, his charioteer. And in chapter 2, we saw the effects of Bhakti. Is never lost, like Neha Vikramana Sosti Pratyavayana Vidade, Swalpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayave. And Bhaktas are resolute in their purpose. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, Ege He Kurumandana. And Bhakti is beyond the material modes. And sense control is possible only by dedicated Bhakti to Krishna. Okay, Krishna says that in the 2nd chapter. So it's a quick recap. 18th chapter is summarizing. Chapter 3, his work which is not done for satisfaction of Vishnu causes bondage in the material world. And one has to devote all work in Krishna's service. That becomes Nishkama Karma Yoga. And chapter 4, we saw Krishna's divine appearance and activities which should be understood only by devotees. And Janma Karma Jame Divyam. 5 was about Krishna is the only enjoyer of all sacrifice, proprietor, and the true friend, Bhoktaram, that we saw. And 6th chapter says Bhakti Yoga is the topmost of all you. Yogi Rama Visarvesha, Madhyadevan, Shraddhavan Bhajade Yoma, Samayakta. Chapter 7 was about surrendering into Krishna, the only way to transcend Maya, and surrender to Krishna's ultimate goal of Jnana. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanaman Mahaprabhute Vasudeva Sarveti. Like to know that Krishna is the ultimate. And devotee of Krishna go to Krishna's planet, Mat Bhakti Yanti Mamavi. And pious and sinless soul can engage in bhakti with determination. And 8th chapter, we saw how to remember Krishna in devotion even at the time of death. And constant remembrance of Krishna in bhakti, Krishna is very easy to obtain. And by Ananya Bhakti, Krishna is easy to obtain. And bhakti automatically and effortlessly achieve all the results of Jnana, Yoga and Karma. And the 9th and 10th was about Bhakti Yoga being the king of all knowledge, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya. most confidential, topmost, and joyfully perform Susukam Kartumabhyam. And pure devotees under the shelter of Krishna's divine energy worship Krishna. And great devotees perpetually chant the glories of Krishna, worship and remember Krishna. And Krishna protects and supplies the necessities of his pure devotees. And Krishna is never lost to his pure devotees. And Krishna excuses the accidental mistakes of the devotees, and Krishna advises full absorption of him. And 10th chapter, we saw one in full knowledge engage in unalloyed devotional service, and truly intelligent person takes to the practice of pure bhakti. We saw the 4 essential verses, that's called Chatusloki, right? And we saw Krishna's reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees. 11th chapter was about Ananya Bhakti. One can see Krishna, and by working for Krishna with devotion, detachment, and non-envious, and one attains Krishna. Mat karmakrit, mat paramo, mat bhakto, mat mahajara. So here it is said that mat karmakrit, mat paramo, mad nishtaraga. Okay, so in the sense, make Krishna your goal, work for Krishna, become his devotee. And as 12th chapter, we summarize Bhakti Yoga, saying Bhakti is the superior to impersonalism. Krishna directly takes charge of his devotees, and Krishna recommends pure Bhakti for all of us. Okay, and pure devotees have divine qualities that make them extremely dear to Krishna. And 13th chapter was about all good qualities are meant to develop unalloyed bhakti to Krishna, which is the ultimate goal. And only a devotee of Krishna can properly understand the subject of Kshetra, Kshetra, Jnana, Jnana. 14th chapter was about the 3 modes again, how to transcend the 3 modes. 15th was about the material world compared to a inverted banyan tree. The process of surrender to Krishna include pridelessness. And Lord Krishna is the goal of the Vedas. Vedesha sarve rahameva vedyam. And one who knows Krishna engage in his bhakti. And 16th is about aversion to the principles of understanding the Supreme Lord is a cause of degradation, which leads to demonic life. 17th chapter is one's activity can be freed from the influence of material modes by dedicating them for the pleasure of the Lord. And today, 18th chapter, we'll see Krishna giving the most important direction. Give up all of the process and surrender. Sarva dharma parityeja mamekam sharanam pracha aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma shucha. So Krishna says, give up all other religion and just surrender to Krishna. Also, he repeats this instruction, Manmana bhavatvato. Where else we saw this sloka? Manmana bhavatvato madhyajimam namaskuru.
9.34.
934.
Yeah. 9th chapter, 34th sloka, right? Again, that was the most confidential. So the same 2 lines, not printing mistake or mistake from Krishna, but he's stressing the importance of being Manmana bhavatvato madhyajimam namaskuru. Satyam te pradjani priyosime. That is 18.65. So again, he repeats that. So Prabhupada says that's the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person. Then we can realize, and once realize the presence of Krishna in every page. It seems even in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, if you read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam and hear from the right person, right source, then we can see Krishna in every page. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention, one who's not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who's not pure in action. No one can be pure in action who's not pure in eating, sleeping, caring, and making. But somehow or other, if someone hears with rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, one can surely see Lord Krishna in person in the pages of Bhagavatam. So we saw that Arjuna is asking questions. Bhagavad Gita is basically like that. So first 12 slokas is Krishna answers Arjuna's question. So Arjuna, the question is, what is the difference between Tyaga and Sannyas? Okay, so Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna. And there, the main difference, like Krishna starts this chapter with that sloka. Discussing that difference between Tyaga and Sannyas. And Arjuna is asking that question. Arjuna uvaja sannyasasya mahabhaho tattvamichhami vedidum tyagasya cha rishikesha pratakeshi nishudana. So Arjuna is asking, oh mighty armed Krishna, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation, Tyaga, and the renounced order, sannyas. Okay, killer of Keshi demon, that's why Krishna is called Keshava. And he is Rishikesha, master of senses. So he is asking this questions. As we know that the Keshi represents the doubts, the demons represents the doubts. So since Krishna killed the demons, so Arjuna wants Krishna to kill the demonic doubts in him. And Rishikesha, why is Rishikesha used here?
Because Mataji, Krishna is called the master of senses.
Okay.
So and he just want him to like I don't know, Mataji.
No, Keshi, it's fine because that Keshi is compared to a demon or the demon is compared to a doubt. So Krishna kills the demon. So Arjuna want that demon like doubts to be killed by Krishna. So that's why it is said the Keshi name is used. Rishikesha, why? Because he's master of senses and Arjuna want Krishna to control his sense. Like Krishna, you are the controller.
Equipoise.
What, Mataji?
Equipoise, Mataji.
Yeah, equibos. That's what the last paragraph it is given. That is, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to summarize everything in such a way that he can remain equipoised. Because Arjuna is saying that you are the master of senses, so you can control my sense also, Krishna. That means Arjuna wants Krishna to control his senses. Like tomorrow is Ekadashi. So we have grains at home, we have everything, all the facilities. You don't have to take Ekadashi, but why are we taking? So that we can control our senses. Right, once in a while, like after every 14 days or after 2 weeks, we are trying to control our senses, our tongues and all the senses can be controlled. Like tongue will be used to chant more. Now, mostly what happens in cooking time, so much time is wasted there, washing and that and this and all. So that time also is saved on Ekadashi so that we concentrate more on Krishna. We have to stay near to Krishna in the sense, chant more holy name, read more scriptures, and try to associate with devotees. We do a lot of devotion service on that day so that we minimize our bodily needs. Eating, that is main thing. So we have to control the senses. So why are we doing? So we are allowing Krishna's holy name, Krishna Prasadam, to control our senses. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, you're the master of senses, all the senses. So you can control all the senses. You please control my sense. So that is why he's called as Rishikesha here. And Arjuna is asking these questions to Krishna. Okay. And he's asking what is the difference between karma sannyasa, that is renunciation of work, and renunciation of fruits of work, nishkama karma. Which is better, renunciation of work or the fruits of work?
Fruits of work, Mataji.
Fruits of work.
Nishkama karma. So that means the fruits of the work should be renounced to Krishna. And since then karma will not bind you. Okay. So before also we have discussed this. So sannyasa means giving up activities based on material desires. And tyaga means give up the results of the activities. No? Okay, so Sri Bhagavan Vaja, Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sannyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarva Karma Phala Tyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha Sarva Karma Phala Tyagam Phala. The fruits of the activities should be renounced. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great learned men call renounced order of life, sannyas. Giving up the results of the activities is what wise men call the renunciation or tyaga. Because we cannot give up our activities. We all have our own karma to do. So even if you say that I'm not doing any job, karma, but I'm a housewife or taking care of the house, still that is also some kind of a karma. You're also doing so many things, no? So sometimes, most of the time, it's misunderstood, no? All the Prabhus, they think that housewife have nothing to do. But one day, let them sit at home, cooking and taking care of kids. So much things. They're also 24 hours working. So in fact, it's more hard work there. So unless you get into that position, you will not know. Externally, it looks like, oh, they're not doing anything. But still, there is also karma involved. But giving up the fruits, in the sense, if that Mataji at home is cooking for the Lord, offering and giving as prasadam, or always having deity worship in the house, chanting the holy name, hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then what happens? The fruit, sarva karma phalatyaga happens. The fruits of the results of the activities is given away. That is what is wise man called tyaga. That is what is important. Okay. The other one, you can't just, not everyone can take sannyas, give up the results of the activities and go away. And there are 5 things forbidden in the age of Kali. Does anyone know? Let me see who attends the morning Bhagavatam class. It was discussed by Namanishta Prabhu, I think, for 2-3 days back. There are 5 things which should not be done in Kali Yuga. What are they? One is taking up sannyas. Sannyasa should not be taken. Then, cow sacrifice should not be done. Horse sacrifice should not be done. Meat should not be offered to the forefathers. I still remember, like, It was some anniversary, death anniversary of great grandfather. And all my relatives were like, no, the grandfather likes meat. So let's offer meat to the grandfather. So then I was so small, I didn't realize. I thought, okay, my big grandfather likes meat, so they're offering meat. And then now I realize that is again forbidden in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, we are not supposed to offer meat to the forefathers. At that time, we were in ignorance. We were not realizing. And then there's one more thing. 5 things forbidden in Kali Yuga. That's actually going to a secluded place to chant. Okay, that can be done in the sense, if you, but yes, you have to associate with devotees. But then it's not forbidden in Kali Yuga. If somebody is a pure devotee, they can go to a secluded place and chant. Yes, sannyas cannot be allowed. So 5 things forbidden in Kali Yuga. That's a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, you should not do cow sacrifice. You should not sacrifice a cow. Then horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yajna should not be done. Then meat should not be given to the forefathers as offerings. Then sannyas should not be taken in Kali Yuga because all will be fake, false. And 5th is to beget children in the in a brother's wife. Okay, like brothers. Guru aparadhi, yes, all that comes as a part of our sadhana, like we should not do. But then these are the 5 things: to beget children in brother's wife. Sorry, to beget children in brother's wife. Like you have a brother, and if the brother dies, sometimes in olden days, what happens? If the brother dies, the elder brother marries that girl. In the sense, in the whole same family, she doesn't stay widow or she doesn't marry outside. But then if they have an elder brother, that person marries her, and her children also will be in that same house and goes. But in Kali Yuga, even that is forbidden. So that's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about to take sannyas, he waited for some time because he wanted to prove that in Kali Yuga, sannyas. So that's why he took from a Mayavadi sannyasi. Like everyone were taking from Mayavadi sannyasi, and there was no Vaishnav sannyasi that time. But yes, so that's the 5 things that is. So sannyas is also forbidden in Kali Yuga, it is said. Unless Prabhupada says you are so sincere and so confidential, so strict in your devotional service, and your guru tells you. Like for Prabhupada, he got a dream. Prabhupada used to see the dream of Siddhanta Saraswati coming and say, come, like follow me, take sannyas. So Prabhupada got repeated dreams, and then he went and spoke to his god brother, and the god brother said, yes, your Guru Maharaj wants you to take sannyas. And that's how Prabhupada took. So according to the followers of Sankhya, Jnana Yoga followers, all kind of fruitive activities should be given up. Whereas according to Mimamsavadis, one should never give up the acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance. Tyajyam doshavad iti eka karma kahur manishina yajnadana tapa karma natyajyam iti chapare. Some learned men declare that all kind of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that act of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. So these 3 things, this is a Bhakti Shastri question. The 3 things should not be given up by anyone: sacrifice, charity, and penance. What sacrifice we'll do in Kali Yuga?
Harinam Sankirtan.
Harinam Sankirtan. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi, or Kalor Tat Hari Kirtanam. So the chanting of the holy name. So we all are doing that. No, we are doing the sacrifice. Charity. What charity? What is the best charity can be done in Kali Yuga?
Preaching, Mataji.
Yes, giving Krishna consciousness to someone, because giving food, giving clothes and money will not stay for long. But if you give Krishna consciousness to others, that's again the best type of charity you can do. So yes, in some way or the other, you're all trying to preach. So sacrifice is chanting the holy name. Charity is spreading Krishna consciousness. Then penance. What penance we can do in Kali Yuga? Penance means austerity or tapasya. What tapasya are you all doing?
Fasting on Ekadashi or the other
Fasting on
Marathi.
Ekadashi or Janmashtamis and all that. Then what else?
Then
following the 4 regulative principles.
Following the 4 regulative principles. Yes, that's a tapasya we're doing. Yes, then getting up at Brahma Muhurta, that's also a penance. You're giving up your sleep and you're sacrificing. That's also kind of a sacrifice, an austerity which you're doing. Right? Getting up at Brahma Muhurta and all that comes under penances. Yes, fasting on Ekadashi, all that comes as penances. So charity, okay, should not be given. That is Yajna Dana Tapa. It seems as a grihasthas, we are supposed to give charity. So if you have some birds at home, you can even feed them some prasadam or anything like, so like cows can be given some kind of prasadam. So some kind of sacrifice, charity and penances, tapasya should be done by all the grihasthas, all of us actually.
Mataji, eating prasadam is also kind of austerity.
Yeah, that's
Because,
also
yeah.
yes. And also like if you have at home, I don't know, it depends times and all, but then in temple, like 4:30 sharp Mangalarti starts, or the offering 8 a.m. sharp morning breakfast prasadam goes, or 12 o'clock Rajboga. That timings also penances, austerity. The time to wake up the deities, then correct time of offering. At home, it's fine, like it might be half an hour that side, this side, it's okay. But still, you should have a prescribed timing to offer to the deities. That's also penance. That's also a kind of an austerity. Krishna's opinion is that process of renunciation should be considered in terms of modes of material nature in which the act of renunciation is performed. There are three types of renunciation and explain. Performance of activities, that is sacrifice, charity, and penance, should be performed as a matter of duty. That's what 4th to 6th sloka Krishna explains that. Nishchayam shrinu me tatra Yage Bharara Sattama Tyago hi Purusha Yadra Trivrita Samprakirtidaha. O best of Bharatas, now hear from my judgment about renunciation. O tiger among men, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of 3 kinds. So you can, the renunciation can be done in 3 types. It's been explained here. Yajnadana tapak karma natyajam karyameva tat yajnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishina. Act of sacrifice, charity, and penances are not to be given, and these must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even great souls. So that means these 3 things, even great souls do that. They also sacrifice. No, the sacrifice which the great souls do is they leave their family and they go for Krishna consciousness to spread, just preach, to spread. Sometimes they say, when somebody becomes brahmachari in ISKCON, the whole family cries and the whole family is upset. But they think that, oh, he left the IIT job or that job, and then what is he doing? But that time when he is working for himself and earning money, he is saving his family. But taking brahmachari life or taking renounced life, he is actually going to save many families. They won't realize it that time. When His Grace Navishna Prabhu's mother was saying, initially when he left that IIT job and IIT and then that Infosys job and then went for Krishna consciousness, they were very upset. And naturally, but then 20-25 years back now, when they turned back, Mataji was like having tears in her eyes when many devotees came and said Prabhu had changed their life. And because of him, they are all here, or because of him, so much changes happened in their life. So when she hear it, she's like, before, if he had worked for himself, he would have had a small family. Now we have bigger family, like Radha Govinda's family is like increasing day by day. So all of us, like spiritual brothers and sisters, we all have what's one common factor, that is Krishna in the center. So this is what. So a sannyasi or a brahmachari is also sacrificing. He's giving up his material life for the benefit of others. But externally, it looks like, oh, what is this? What are they doing? What are ISKCONs doing? Why are they taking all young people and brainwashing them? Looks like that. But they don't know the real, and they don't realize that the whole family is going to get liberated because of that one boy in that whole family. No? As Prahlad Maharaj was said to by Narasimhadev, the 21 generation is going to get liberated. So they don't realize. And once one brahmachari was saying that, initially the family was against him, but now they comes to him, all the cousins, they come and say, you please do bhakti, okay? We are not doing bhakti, but you do bhakti so that we are also saved. Because they also realized that because of that one soul in the family, the whole family is going to get benefited. So sacrifice, charity, and penances has to be performed no matter what in Kali Yuga, and it should not be given up. So giving up prescribed duty out of illusion, that is renunciation, ignorance. So renunciation can be in 3 types. It can be in the mode of ignorance or tamoguna, rajaguna, and sattaguna. So we'll see how is it in ignorance. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapatyate mohatyasya parityagas tamasa parikirtitaha. Prescribed duty should never be renounced. If one give up his prescribed duty because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Like a sannyasi. Okay, Prabhupada says that a sannyasi, it looks like, oh, he have renounced everything. But sannyasi may perform the marriage ceremony to help his disciple in advance in Krishna consciousness. That is not wrong. But if one renounce activity, like if a sannyasi says, no, I will not conduct marriage, then that is actually in the mode of good ignorance. Actually, a sannyasi can do. Prabhupada, you can see old pictures where Prabhupada himself sits in the yajna and gets his disciples get married. That's because Prabhupada wanted the girls or the daughters to be protected, and he wanted them to be always safe because it's not easy to live for a Mataji to alone, in the sense to spread Krishna consciousness. Because Prabhupada's mission was get them married and send them to far off countries to preach, so that they go start a center, make devotees, and a Mataji will not be able to do it alone sometimes. So he gets them married and sends them to preach. So Prabhupada says this as an example in the purport. Okay. So like renunciation falsely should not be done. That is in the mode of ignorance. And in passion, the next sloka says, Dukkham iti eva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajet sakritva rajasam tyagam naivatyaga phalam labet. Anyone who gives up the prescribed duty as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. Like you can't just give up those activities because of bodily discomfort. Prabhupada says by rising early in the morning, one can advance his transcendental Krishna consciousness. So because of fear, we should not give it up. Like who was that? Someone was saying, like some medicines, actually, especially these anti-cancer medicines, to absorb, they should have caffeine in their diet. Otherwise, the absorption decreases. But there are other things which increases your absorption. So that should not be a reason for not to take initiation. Already you're fighting with your karma, and it's better to take initiation just for that reason. So medicinal purpose, people take that. And that means the four regulative principles is broken. And that's some kind of bodily discomfort will be there, but we should not renounce it, or we should not think that, oh, I can give up my four regulative principles, give up my spiritual life because of this reason. That should not be done. Okay. And what about in goodness? Karyamiti eva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam tektva phalam chaiva satyaga satviko madaha. When one performs prescribed activities, a matter of duty, and when renounces all material association, attachment to the fruits, renunciation in the mode of becomes renunciation in the mode of goodness. Like you give up the attachment to the fruits of your activities, and you perform duty as a matter of perform things as a matter of your duty. That's fine. And you're renouncing material association. So this is, so like that, renunciation can be into three modes. Any examples for like renunciation in the mode of goodness from the Shastra? Somebody who renounced all material association, attachment to the fruits. Who was that?
Mataji Bharat Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj was like that. Then
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj. Then
Prahlad Maharaj.
Ali Maharaj,
Prahlad
Prahlad.
Maharaj.
So many examples. Almost all great devotees.
6 Goswamis, Mataji. 6
The
Goswamis.
6 Goswamis. Yes, definitely. So they are all, they have renounced material association, and they have given up the fruits of activities, the attachment to the fruits. So all that is in the mode of goodness. So renunciation can be in the three modes. Like, yeah, examples, Bharat Maharaj, 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. It says, Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandalapatim shrenim sata tuchavat. So they kicked off all association of aristocracy as insignificant. So Arjuna's question is, why can't we renounce both auspicious and inauspicious activities? Okay. And Krishna responses in the 11th sloka, that it's impossible for a living being to give up the activities. Nahi deha bridasakyam tyaktum karmani sheshadaha yastu karma phalatyagi satyagiti abhitti. It is indeed impossible for an embodied souls to give up all the activities, but he who renounced the fruits of action is one who have truly renounced. We cannot give up the activities. Krishna consciousness is also activity. No, once it was commented, like someone, some press people went to Prabhupada and said, why are you people begging on the streets? Can't you all go for work? And Prabhupada's like, we work more than you. Okay. So in the sense we work, so Krishna consciousness is not somewhere inertia or say the laziness. No, it's actually activity. One Mataji was saying, like before she had a job, it was like 10 to 5 job, and she had a lot of time to relax. Once she joined temple full time, There's no time only for anything because so much activity getting up at Brahma Murta, chanting the rounds, attending Mangalarti. Then again, service starts. Living in the temple means there's service, physical service, and also online preaching. So many things to be done. There's no time. So sometimes from outside, it looks like, oh, they're not doing any job. They are in the temple living, just living and begging for donation, and eating prasadam and just living like a lazy life. No, there's a lot of activities, lot. And now Goshala came, so much activities. All devotees are there taking turns, bathing the cows and feeding them, and so much activities. So it's akarma, but then here. So Prabhupada says, we work more than you. And Prabhupada said, at the age of 70, I'm working more than her. Like she was a young journalist. Prabhupada said, I'm working more than you. Because initially they were thinking like, oh, what are these people doing? But then there's real hard work happening. So here we cannot give up all the activities. Prabhupada says that's only a stone can be inactiveless or something like that. But everybody has activity, but it depends on different things. Initially, before coming to Krishna consciousness, all our activities was based on sense gratification. But now we have diverted to Krishna. We are eating this food, but it's been Krishnatized. It's prasadam now. We are also hearing nice music, but that's kirtan. We are also hearing some kind of stories, but that's Krishna's pastime. So that's the difference. We are also reading things, but there's scriptures. So some kind of difference in the sense Krishna is in the center now. So we cannot give up all the activities, but we can give the fruits of activities. The fruits of action should be given. That's called Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, so the 13 to 18 is about analyzing our activities for detaching us from the roots of work. That is from the point of jnana. So 5 causes. What are they? What are the 5 causes for any action to take place? If any action has to take place, there should be 5 things. What are they?
Mataji, it's written here that the body,
Yes,
then
the body,
the
the
doer,
place of activity, then
doer,
that
The
work, that
activity,
activity should happen.
yeah,
Yes.
activity,
then the
super soul,
senses,
The person, yes.
senses,
Senses, different senses.
and
Then
the varied endeavors.
the material endeavors, yes.
Yes,
And
and the
was the
last
most
is the super
important
soul.
factor.
Super soul.
Super soul. Unless the super soul, like for example, I can give you is, you went to a place to, okay, I can see this, place of action. Okay, the body, the performer, various senses, many kind of endeavors, and ultimately it's the super soul. So you went to a shop to buy some nice sari or something, some cloth. So that's a place of action, is that shop. There is a place. Then performer, you are there to buy the cloth. And there is various senses. With the eyes, you see the color of the cloth. With the hand, you touch the material. So there is senses involved. Then kind of endeavor, you try to bargain with the shopkeeper, like decrease the amount and give me 1 meters or this, and you have an endeavor. And then ultimately Krishna has to sanction, otherwise he will not buy that product or whatever it is. So this activity, like there are 5 things, okay, 5 causes. So this is the 14th sloka. Adhishtanam tada karta karanam cha pritakvitam vivitascha pritak cheshta devam chaivatra panjamam, the 5 things. The place of action of the body, the performer, the various senses, different kind of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So this is the most important, is super soul. Why? Because it's the supreme cause or the super cause, without which no activity can take place. Even a blade of grass cannot move without Krishna's sanction. So it's very, very important that sometimes I feel the Mayavadis and atheists, they use this tongue to debate with devotees or to blaspheme the Lord. And the whole tongue is also given by the Lord, and the tongue is moved also by the Lord. In the sense, if Krishna think that, oh, I should, that this person, let this person not move from tomorrow, he'll be paralyzed or he can't even talk. And so, but Krishna is helping us to do things, but they don't realize it. So there are 5 things. This is very important in Bhakti Shastri point of view. Okay. So who is the performer of action? Who's actually the performer?
Mataji, Mataji, 3
The
doers,
soul?
right?
Yeah,
3 doers.
3
Soul,
doers.
super soul, and and the material
Soul,
nature.
super soul and the material nature.
Material
So
nature.
the real performer is, we think we are the doer, but we are not the doer. We desire the super soul sanction, and the three modes of material nature carries out. So who is the performer actually? All the three. That is the soul, the super soul, and the material nature. All these becomes the performer of action. Looks like we are doing, but are we doing? No. So when someone's do a nice kirtan, a nice cooking, and you appreciate them, they immediately say, no, it's not my this thing. It's a mercy of Krishna. It's a mercy of my Guru Maharaj or Prabhupada. So we give that credit to them. Why? Because it's them who actually helped us. We are just an instrument. Nimitta matram bhavisabhi sachin. So the real performer of action is Krishna, the soul, the super soul, and the material nature. So all three. Okay, all three will be the real performer of action. So we should not do anything negative and say, I'm not the doer, because Krishna sanctioned it or no. The soul desired it. Why did you desire it in a wrong way? So why Krishna sanctioned it. No, that negative desire, that Krishna will never interfere in your minute independence. He gives that freedom, but we should not misuse that freedom. We have already misused and we are here in this material world. From spiritual world, we have fallen. We should not misuse it anymore. Okay, so the thinking oneself. So if we think that we are the doer, that will bind us, the results of actions. Therefore, one who think himself as the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent, cannot see things as they are. So the real doer is, yes, the super soul, soul, and the material nature, but there is also the endeavor, the senses. All comes part of these, because endeavor is also done by the soul. Senses is of the soul. There is super soul, the material nature, all that involved. So we should not think we are the only doer. That will help, that will bind us. So Prabhupada, did you ever see Prabhupada saying that I start with Krishna consciousness, or I am, I? He never used that word. Prabhupada always says we. He says he and his spiritual master. He says he and Krishna. He says he and his disciples. He never said the word that you use the word I, because Krishna, Prabhupada knows he is not the only doer. Prakrite kriyamani gunai karmani sarvishah ahangara vibhudatma kartaham iti manyate. Again, 3rd chapter, we saw that we are not the doers. The demonic think that, oh, I am the doer. I have so much wealth today and I'll have more next tomorrow. He's my enemy. He's my friend. I have killed him. I have to kill more. So all this, they think. But that's about out of ignorance. They think that they are the vimudhatma. Mudas, they are fools. They think that they are the doer. But they are not. Materialistic people are like that. No, they have a big business success and all that. They're like, I did it. And they celebrate and they have a party and they say, see, I did, or I got it. So we're not knowing, and without knowing that it's Krishna who actually helped them, the material nature helped them. There are 5 factors which actually helped. So how are these 5 factors of action are dictated by the material modes? How is happening? That is 19th to 40th sloka. We'll try to do little, not much. Jnanam karma cha karta cha kritaiva guna vedata prochate guna sakhyane yata vashranutanyapi. So according to the 3 different modes of material nature, there are 3 kinds of knowledge, action, and performer of action. Now hear of them from me. So Krishna says, according to the 3 modes, there are 3 kind of knowledge, 3 kind of action, 3 kind of performer of action. Sarvabhudeshu yenekam bhavam avyayam ikshate avibhaktam vipakteshu tatjnanam vidisatvikam. So what is the knowledge in the mode of goodness? That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. And though they are divided into numerous forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness. Okay, so Krishna describes knowledge, action, and performance in 3 modes. Okay, there are 3 modes. He says knowledge is also in 3 modes. So what is it? The knowledge which is actually good. That means knowledge of the soul is in the mode of goodness. So that means in the schools and colleges, it's not in the mode of goodness, because they never teach the knowledge of the soul there. Do they? No, it's just about the body. Even medical college, it's just about the body, not about the soul. The real knowledge starts from knowing matter and spirit, knowing that we are not this body, aham brahmasmi, we are spirit soul. So that is real knowledge. You know the difference between matter and spirit. And that happens in spiritual life. No, we know that is in the mode of goodness. So it is said, only in goodness you try to know the Lord, or self-realization or God realization comes there. Yeah, transcendental knowledge. Rajavidyam, Pavitram idam. So that's the the topmost of all Vidya, Raja Vidya it is. And knowledge that is derived from various theories coming out of mental speculation. These scientists and all know they have this hypothesis, and when you do any research, there is so many things. All this is in passion. Pritatvena tu yat jnanam nana bhavan pritatvitan veti sarveshu bhuteshu tat jnanam vidirajasam. The knowledge by which one sees in different bodies, there is a different type of living entity, and you should be understood that's the mode of passion. So this is again passion, that they are actually mentally speculating things. It might be like this, it might be like that. Now, yeah, so many theories. All this have been proved wrong by Srila Prabhupada, since says Krishna consciousness is a revolution, because so many theories were proved false. So these theories coming out of mental speculation is in the mode of passion. So that knowledge is in passion. The knowledge of the soul is in goodness. And what about ignorance? Yattu Krishnavade ekasmin karye shaktam ahetukam attatvat vartavat alpam chatat tamasam udahritam. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness, without attachment to the truth. That means knowledge limited to one's body. It's in the mode of ignorance. So I think this is what most of the time in colleges and school, we are just taught about the body. This is your hand, this is your, and then more biology, where it is only about the body, no? Nothing about the soul. So that's actually the mode of ignorance, because nothing is taught about the soul. It's only about the body concept, body, which is anyway going to die or perish. So, so that is actually in the mode of ignorance. So this is how knowledge is divided. We saw renunciation in 3 modes. Now we saw knowledge in 3 modes. So the knowledge of the soul is in goodness. Knowledge derived from various theory of mental speculation is in passion or rajaguna. Knowledge limited to body is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, we should know about the body, like Ayurveda and all is very nice, like to know about the body. But that's just to do devotional service. Like you all know that if you have fever and you're down with health, adhyatmic kleshas, you won't be able to do your rounds well. You won't be able to do devotional service nicely. So yes, bodily care also is required. In the sense, just to keep the body and soul together, just to keep fit to do devotional service. That should be our intention. Even sleeping is considered devotional service. Why? Because the rest is required for the body so as to do service on the next day. The next day you should be more active to do service. So that rest is also important. So in that way, not for sense gratification. So you have to take care of the body as a temple, because Krishna resides in the body as super soul. That's why we put Tilak in all 12 places. And so now we saw knowledge in 3 modes. Now we'll see action in the 3 modes. That's what 23rd sloka says. Niyadam sangarehitam aragga deshradakratam afala prevshuna karma yattat satvikamuchyate. That action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire for fruitive results is said to be in the mode of goodness. So action which is regulated, performed without attachment. You do something, you're not attached to it, and you don't love it or hate it, and without desire of the fruits. That is goodness. Like sometimes in a job also, I saw one devotee. He gets up Brahma Murta, attends Mangalarti, chant 16 rounds, attend Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class little bit, and then goes for work. Take prasadam and goes for his ugra karma or karma. But even though when he is going, he is not so attached to it. And whatever salary he gets, a part is given to the temple, and then he uses it for Krishna conscious activities most of the time. And when he have second Saturday, Sundays, he's full time in the temple serving. So that's mode of goodness. Like he's not attached to that particular kind of work. But sometimes you see, even while traveling, they'll be like doing so many things on the laptop and working all the time. So that becomes passion. That's kind of an rajoguna type. This is action which is performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desire. Why are they working overtime? So that I get extra money, I can buy these things. That's to gratify the desire. And enacted from a sense of false ego. That's called the action in the mode of passion. Yattu kamapshuna karma sahankarena va punaha priyate ulaya samtad bahulaya samtad rajasam udahridam. action that is performed with great effort. So this Rajoguna people, they were so hard, no? Once one in New York also Prabhupada saw the people were taking domestic flights to go to work. We go once in a while for traveling that this, but there they go from one island to another island or somewhere. Just they take a flight and every day taking a domestic flight, like you have a train, you have now that this monthly pass and all. So like that, they were also having, and I mean they were also used to it. There's a domestic flight to travel to some part and then working and coming back. So Prabhupada's like, how much time is wasted? And early morning, Prabhupada could hear so much motor car sound and that. Prabhupada's like, early morning time is for sadhana. What are these people doing? There's one Prabhu, it's very advanced. He never, he met his friend after a long time, okay? And he'll not meet him after that. That friend is available only during 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. in the morning. And he called after so many years. This Prabhu is a practicing preacher in Krishna consciousness, very famous. And he's a very strong preacher. So he got a call from his childhood friend saying that, oh, I can meet you at 6 a.m. on this day. And I'm available only then. And after so many years, they're meeting. And he wanted to meet him very badly. But then this Prabhu said, oh, 6 a.m., I'll be in my sadhana. I have to chant my rounds. I can't come. So he didn't go. And all his friends and everyone is like so strong in sadhana. That means he's not going to sacrifice that time. If it was us, we'll just shift, put our japa bag and run. Like, oh, japa can be done some other time, but not meeting the friends. So this is us, and this is that Prabhu who's so good at sadhana. And he have that, he's very strict with his sadhana in the sense that shows how much advanced he is. That is his strength also, the strength, the purity. Because all of you agree now, the chanting which we does during Brahma Muhurta, that can be never matched with any other time. You do it in the morning, any other time after 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. And then it's Rajaguna. Your rounds will go on and go on and on. It will be like not quality japa. You can't even hear the Harinam. You're just doing it, finishing it out of duty. That's it. Yeah. So all of you agree that. But the best japa you can get is during the Brahma Muhurta. So we should never compromise on that sadhana time, it is said. We should somehow see that Maya will test us. I was hearing Prabhupada today. Prabhupada said, why is Maya testing us? Why is Maya testing us? Why is Maya always testing? In one way or the other, she keeps testing us. No? Why?
Because it is a SEVA to test us.
Yeah, why? What is she testing? Like, it is her seva. Yes,
test our determination, how strong we are in our
determination. Why is she doing that? Yes, she's doing service to Krishna. She's testing her determination. Why?
Because she is checking actually, are we eligible to go back to home or no?
So Prabhupada says, she don't want anyone to disturb Krishna. She wants to check whether this person is actually serious in Krishna consciousness or going to disturb Krishna. You understood? Disturb Krishna in the sense, Krishna, give me that, give me tanam dehi, putra dehi, kar dehi, I want money, I want that, this. Are you really going to Krishna for that? Or are you really doing it out of love and devotion? So she is testing as she is, it's her duty. She is checking whether you are actually pure, in the sense, whether you are qualified to go to Krishna. In the sense, she don't want anyone to disturb Krishna. That's what it is said. Prabhupada says that. Like Maya Devi is so great servant of Krishna that she don't want to send jokers to Krishna. In the sense, somebody who is just doing devotion for a show or just doing devotional service to get some material benefit. No, Maya Devi tests them and they fall down. But those who are sincere and determined will cross through the test. And Maya Devi will be very happy and pleased. Then she will turn to Yoga Maya. Till then she'll become Mahamaya. With her trident, the Trishul, she'll prick you with Adhyatmika, Hridayvika, Dipavdi Kleshas. But once she know you're determined, you pass the test, then she becomes Yoga Maya. So Maya will keep testing us. And the best way to stay safe is in the association of devotees. Then Maya will not touch us. Because we are always safe. There are a fence around you. The devotees will protect us. So we saw that action in the mode of passion. Okay, we saw that. And in ignorance, what is it? Anubandham shayam himsam anapekshya cha paurisham Mohadarapyate karma yattat tamasamuchyate. Their action performed in illusion, disregard of scriptural injunctions, and without concern for future bondage, of a violence or distress cause to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. To others. Okay, if you do something and it causes distress to others, again that action becomes in the mode of ignorance. The action which is performed in illusion, and you disregard the scripture. In scripture, it is given that you have to fast on the appearance and disappearance of the acharyas, and we don't do that. Or it is given about a fasting in Ekadashi, or it is given about the Kartik month Mahatmya, to light a lamp and sing Damodar Ashtaka. And we don't do that, then it becomes ignorance. And without concern for future bondage or violence and distress to others, if we cause distress to others, then that action will be in the form of ignorance. So, okay. So all these things, any examples from the Shastras? Any action in the mode of goodness, ignorance, and passion? Yes? Oh, it already came. Okay. Yes? No one knows. Okay, you can say demons. All the demons have done in Tamoguda only, no? Their actions are in Tamoguda. Yeah, Bali Maharaj was in...
Mataji, all the meat eaters comes under the
Yes.
what they perform the action in the mode of ignorance actually.
Ignorance, yes, the meat eaters, all of them. And especially demons, you can say demons.
Mataji, these things, how will memorize for the closed book? There's so many things: action, happiness, in knowledge, faith, food, charity, in three modes. Like there are lots of questions regarding that.
On that,
So-
yes. Little bit, it's actually little bit, you should know one sentence, actually, one points, it's enough. One point, if you know, that will be nice. Yeah, Jarasandha Poundrik is in ignorance, Banasura ignorance, Bali Maharaj goodness, yes. Yashodamaya is Shuddha Sattva, transcendental, that is. So you can see here Sudama, okay, and Krishna. And second was this Hiranyakashipu, how passionable. And who's third one?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Yes, Parikshit Maharaj putting a dead snake on Shamika Rishi, and there is Shringi who's cursing it. Actually, the Shringi curse should not be happening, and that's why Kali started. Actually, the Brahmana should not curse, and then Kali actually advented there. The descent happened there. Okay, one points, if you know, that's enough, Mataji. Like one at least to know to write the exam, at least one point. Like, and almost the same, because see, goodness means yes, acting out of duty, okay, without expecting anything in return. So some points are common everywhere. Yeah, Bhrigu Rishi was in ignorance. Okay. So next is understanding or intelligence in the mode of material nature. That is 30 to 33. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha kari kare bhaya bhaye bandham moksha cha yavitti buddhi sa partha satviki or sanaprita. That understanding by which one knows what ought to be done, what not to be done, and what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, what is binding, what is liberating. It's in the mode of goodness. So someone who knows that, okay, this has to be done, this should not be done. That's all comes in the mode of goodness. Okay. So what is who's in the first picture? So anyone knows?
Mataji Jad Bharat.
Yeah, Jada Bharat. And who is that Raja?
Rahugana.
Rahugana, yeah.
Yeah, so Bharat Maharaj became a deer in the second life, and he himself became Jada Bharat, and he is giving transcendental advice to Rahugana Maharaj. So that again, intelligence is used in the mode of goodness, because Jada Bharat wanted to change Rahugana Maharaj, but Maharaj was in so much of passion and ignorance that he was being carried in a palanquin. And you can see 4 of them is required to carry the palanquin. and Jada Bharat was walking very slow. So the pace was not correct, and then the Raja was not feeling happy. So he said, "What are you doing? You are carrying so much weight, and then you are not. Are you carrying so much weight and you're not able to walk properly?" Jada Bharat said, "Yes, I've been carrying this weight for a long time." So that means he said, this body is the weight and the soul is carrying this body life after life. And he started giving translate advice to Rakuna Maharaj. So his intelligence was used in the mode of goodness. He's using that intelligence in the mode of goodness. So and also he says about determination then. Okay, then you can see that intelligence, this sacrifice, that is, if they're doing some animal sacrifice, we should have nice brahmanas to chant the mantra. Otherwise, that animal will not get a human form next. So actually that animal who sacrificed transpasses the karma and gets human next life. But then there is no pure brahmanas to chant the mantras, the Vedic mantras. That's why it's not allowed in Kali Yuga. And sometimes terrorism and all that happens out of ignorance. So determination, examples of 3 types of determination we can see. So this is the determination in mode of goodness. Does anyone know the first picture?
Mataji, Sakshi Gopal.
Sakshi Gopal also has similar type of picture, but this is Annakuta ceremony, you can see in front. So much of rice and everything. No? Someone established
Related to Khich or Gopinath, I think.
Before that.
Yeah,
so
before.
Madhavendra Puri got the Gopal DG before going to Kshirasor Gopinath Kshetra. So, and he installed them on the top of Govardhan. Okay. So he was so determined, Srinathji. So, on the top of the mountain. So, he was so determined in the sense when, in the dream, when Gopal came and said, "It's so hot. I've been inside the mountain for a long time. Please put Malaya Chandan. It's available in Jagannath Puri." So, Madhavendra Puri was 90 plus at that time, that he went walking those days, walking into Jagannath Puri to get the Chandan. So that is his determination, so much determined to serve the Lord. So determination was unbreakable. His determination was unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness of yoga practice, and which that controls the activities of mind, life, and senses. His determination in the mode of goodness. Vrityaya dharayate manapra pranendriya kriya yogena vyabhicharinyat sa partha satviki. So that is in Sattvagun, determination in Sattvagun. That he's so determined that his determination was unbreakable. Okay. Whose determination is the second one? Second one. Who's that?
Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj.
That is Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj going to the forest for doing tapasya. He was standing in one leg and doing tapasya. The first 3 months he ate fruits. Next 3 months, 3 days, sorry. 3 days. Then again, next 3 days, he ate leaves, then water, then he even controlled the breath. And for 6 months, he did tapasya, intense tapasya. But that was Rajaguna. Initially, the tapasya was Rajaguna. Why? Because he wanted to become a better king than his father, or he wanted a better kingdom. So that is in Rajaguna. His determination was Rajaguna, 5-year-old boy going to the forest. But later, he became a pure devotee by the touch of the Lord. Yayatu dharma karmartan vidya dharayate arjuna prasangena falakankshi gridi sapatarajasi. That determination which one hold fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, sense gratification is the nature of passion or Arjuna. So initially, Dhruv Maharaj is an Artho. He's in Kanishta Adhikari, and his determination was in passion. Deya swapnam bhayam shokam shadam madame vacha navimum chadi turmeda kriti sapartatamasi. And that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, and illusion. Such unintelligent determination or son of Krita is in the mode of darkness. You can see somebody sleeping. So that is something is in moroseness or illusion or beyond dreaming. So that is called the mode of darkness. Okay. Sukam tva idinem trividam shrinu me bharadashapa abhyasa dramati yatra dukkam tam shani gacchati. So I say that please hear from me about three kind of happiness. So we'll stop with that. The three kind of happiness in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. 37 to 38 is about happiness in the three modes. 37 is Yat tat agre visham iva pariname amritopamam tat sukam satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadacham. So that which in the beginning is like poison, but at the end is like nectar. That which awaken one to self-realization is said to be the happiness in the mode of goodness. So an example in the happiness of mode of goodness. Initially it will be like poison, but later it's nectar. Think about an example. Like initially you feel like how to do it, but then it becomes blissful later. What is that?
Mataji?
Huh?
Chanting?
Chanting, yes, definitely. So initially we'll be like, oh, how to do? When I was in, just came to Krishna Consciousness, I was thinking how to do 16 rounds. One mala only I can't finish. And I take like lot of time walking here and there and looking through the window, and that is no concentration. And like difficult to do one round. How are these people doing 16 rounds? Very, very, I never do it. I can't do. So initially it was like poison or getting up at Brahma Muhurta. I still remember my mentor used to call, wake me up at 4 o'clock. Mataji will start ringing, and I'll be like, snooze. And I'll like, yes, Mataji, I woke up. And I again sleep sometimes. But then again, it was so difficult. It was like poison in the beginning. But then it became nectar. Now it's like it's part of our life. And it's like Ekadashi. I'll be like, oh, again Ekadashi, I can't eat grains and what to do. And eat so much on the previous night and next day. Sometimes it is a joke. They say, no, like the previous day they say, tomorrow is Ekadashi, eat, and they eat lot of things. And then on Ekadashi they say, today is Ekadashi, eat. And the next day, like yesterday was Ekadashi, eat. Now it just become eating so much. So initially very difficult to take Ekadashi, and that craving is there to have rice on that particular day. We want to eat rice or grains and all. Then later on, it's like we are waiting for the Ekadashi. When is next Ekadashi? It becomes like that. So anything that is done in spiritual life, that again, it comes in the mode of goodness, because in the beginning, it's like poison, but later it becomes nectar. Like eating gooseberries. When you eat this raw gooseberries, it's very sour. And later you drink water, it becomes very sweet. So that is the mode of goodness. And so here also the picture, it is given about Nala Kuvera and Manigriva. So initially, yes, they were getting cursed by Narad Muni, and that was like poison. So they were like, oh, becoming trees for so many janmas, they had to stay. But it became nectar in the end, because Krishna Swayam Bhagavan came and delivered them personally. Like Damodar Leela, we know that in that Ulup Bandhan Leela, he personally went and touched them with the motor and they got delivered. They could see Krishna face to face. That's the highest benefit they got. So that is the happiness which they got was out of goodness. Vishendriya samyogat yattat agre amritopamam pariname visham eva tatsukam raja samskritam. Then what about passion? That happiness which is derived from the contact of senses with the objects, which appears like nectar at first, but poison at the end. Initially, it will be very nice. Any example? But later it will be poison.
Any material achievement, Mataji? Like
material attachment, yes, achievements. Like you got a promotion or something, you'll be so happy. Initially, it is like
later on work. Yeah.
Okay. So it's because of contact of senses with the objects. Okay. So initially it is nectar, but later on, if you lose the job, or later on you become so attached to that job, so it becomes poison, like poisonous, like later. Yeah, the Shamantaka jewel, yes, initially everyone was happy, but later they blamed Krishna for stealing it. They're like, no, Krishna took it, but later they realized, like Ajamila also. Initially he thought it is nice to do sense gratification with a prostitute, but then later he regretted. He met Yamadudas face to face. Very difficult situation, and later on, yes, by the mercy of the holy name, he was delivered. And what about ignorance? Yet agre chanubandhecha sugam mohanamatmana nidralasya pramodatam tattamasam udahritam. That happiness is blind to self-realization. It's deluded from beginning to end, which arises from sleep, ignorance, and laziness. Sleep, laziness, and illusion is said to be in the nature and the mode of ignorance. Okay. So that means which is blind to self-realization. Like even you can see the demonic people are like that. And I can see here Jagai Madai, fully intoxicated. And they don't even realize, they don't even do self-realization. On the sense they're blind to it. They don't even know who God is. And they are only into ignorance. So that is poison in the beginning and also at the end. So this is happiness in the three modes. Okay. So I can stop with this because again, we can't rush so much. Not needed much explanation for these slokas. It's all just understanding the meaning. That's enough. You don't have to, there's no much explanation required. Yeah, Indra fighting with Krishna over taking Parijata tree from heaven. So actually Krishna's activities should be transcendental, that's Shuddha Sattvagun, but just for our understanding, it is put into Sattvagun. Okay, that is the mode of goodness. No breakout room today. Okay, so what we'll do is I can finish this chapter in 2 more weeks. Like 25th, we are done. Can we have the closed book on December 2nd? Are all available?
Yes, Mataji.
Sloka might be on December 9th. So that I want to start Nectar of Devotion on 16th. We can finish fast. Might be Nectar of Devotion by Jan end and Feb, March.
It's good we finish early, Mataji. Then later on, like after 25th, everyone has holidays. Then they will get busy.
Yeah, that's
so
all.
Yeah.
All are okay, no? December 2nd. So I'm temporarily putting because 18th I need, there is 2 more weeks. So I need more time because there are 74, 76 slokas. So 78 or 76.
Mataji, it's December 2nd or second week?
78 slokas. Second week is sloka.
December 2nd and December 9th.
2nd and 9th. Because 2nd will be
Monday.
Whatever you say, Mataji, I'm agree.
Mataji, 2nd you do shloka and 9th.
Yeah.
anyway, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
however you are
Yes,
ready.
Mataji, that will be
Yes,
better.
Mataji, that is better.
It is better, Mataji.
9th.
We get extra time. So 2nd can be sloka and 9th can be theory.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes,
We'll
Mataji.
finish
Mataji,
fast.
can I post attendance?
Oh yes, I forgot. Some devotees are coming only for attendance and I forget that. Okay. So we can finish fast and we'll start Nectar of Devotion. Then the more faster you do it, that's why I told please submit your closed book. Otherwise, this open book. Otherwise, what happened? You submit open book again, there'll be closed book again, sloka, and it'll be hectic for you. So better sit and write the open book fast and start preparing for closed book. And we'll finish off each module and then go to the next module. Don't drag, because if you're faster, then your course will get over faster. So please do it as soon as possible. We can, because only Bhagavad Gita will take a lot of time. Nectar of Devotion, instruction, and Ishopanishads, we can finish fast. Only thing is you have to study because there are big slokas and theory to be studied. So, and some of you who have already done level 3 have gone through the books is easy for them. But someone who never read those books, it's difficult. You need to prepare well. Okay.
Mataji, I'm not able to post it for everyone.
Or you are, I'll just open the chat. I forgot. Okay. Okay, any questions? I think this is all fine.
Mataji, after Bhagavad Gita closed book, then there will be 3 more closed book exam?
No. 3 closed book in the sense, 1 for NOD, 1 for NOI, and 1 for Isha.
Yeah, 3 more.
Like
and,
that.
And close.
3 more. Yeah, definitely 3 more.
And 3 more open book. 3 open book.
Slokas. An open book, you have to write in each other modules also, NOD, NOI. But that's going to be easy, that open book. So,
okay.
But closed book, yes, NOD, NOI, and Ishopanishad. Initially, we used to club Ishopanishad and NOI together and make one closed book. But devotees found it very difficult. They were not able to concentrate on two books at the same time. So we made it separate, but less questions, not more, less questions. But these three books, they are Goswami books, so very important books. Bhagavad Gita, we have gone through many times, so we know a little bit here and there. But these three books, if you're not read, please start reading. And if you don't have the books, please order them and get it. It's in our temple available. Please have these books, okay? Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, and Ishopanishad. So we'll go to NOD first, then NOI, then Isho.
Mataji,
yes,
for NOD, NOI and ISO also, are there going to be the change of questions, Mataji? Because you were saying sometime back that, there'll be a new set of questions and not the previous questions.
Actually, what happened, some complaints came in the sense some devotees found it very difficult in the new module to follow. In the sense they find it very difficult to write the open book. And I'll see if I get the questions, I'll post the new one, or else you can follow the old one itself. Okay. Devotees are finding it difficult. That's why.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Or else I'll post the old question bank and you can start preparing.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Only thing is slokas. Yes, Nectar of Devotion first. There are 4 slokas, but in the book there is no slokas. So in the original book there are slokas, but Prabhupada didn't translate the slokas because he didn't want it to be hectic for the Western disciples. So you won't find any slokas in the Nectar of Devotion book translated by Prabhupada because it's a synopsis. The original book by Rupa Goswami has slokas. So I'll share the sloka PDF after this, after closed book of 18 chapters, after module 3, and you can start preparing the slokas because those are going to be preachers. It really helps. Those slokas in NOD, NOI, you can use it during preaching. So it's good you memorize it. Okay. Hare Krishna, I think.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji. How many shlokas will be there? We have to decide for the exam. Unit
This
3.
closed book, module 3.
Yes, Mataji. Module 3. How many shlokas we have to recite for the shloka exam?
Any three from last 6 chapters.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Supposed to learn many slokas, but what happened? Some Matajis, they find it very difficult to study the slokas and they were about to leave the course. So Ramanishra Prabhu said, see, that should not be a reason to leave the course. Like I'm not able to memorize slokas. So you're supposed to memorize more slokas. It's good for you. But we have taken a simple decision to keep it very simple. So that's not stressful for you. Yes, Rajalakshmi.
Mataji,
how many chapters?
Huh?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji,
Last
how
6.
many?
Now, what was Aishwarya Mataji's question?
Mataji, NOD we are doing till chapter
Oh, NOD,
7.
19 chapters.
19. Okay.
There are
Mataji,
50 plus, but we are doing only first 19 chapters in Bhakti Shastri. Because after 19 chapters is Prema Bhakti and very, very difficult to digest from our level. So we can read, but from exam point of view, in Bhakti Shastri curriculum, it's only first 19 chapters. Yes, Rajesh?
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, how many open book and closed book there will be after 3rd module? I was disconnected. I couldn't
In NOD
hear.
and NOI?
Yes,
One
Mataji.
closed book, one open book, one sloka. One.
Each Mataji.
Yeah. Last 2 books, they clubbed and they made one closed book. But devotees found it very difficult to study NOI, Ishopanishad together and write exam. So we split it, but there'll be less questions. Okay, less. Very less.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I think we can end here. Okay, next week onwards, we can start early, Mataji, 7:30 because of Damodar month. I have prolonged it. Might be 18th, we can have it at 7:30, no? Class.
Okay, Mataji. Yes.
Becoming late for all of us. Okay, Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatra Kripasindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Kodi Vaishnava Dekhi Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, everyone.